Did the ancient Greeks really emerge from the mists of time? Or was their civilization a legacy from an even older, forgotten world? The origins of Greek civilization are shrouded in mystery and steeped in myth. Long before the classical Greeks, there were the Minoans and the Mycenaeans, societies that laid the groundwork for what would become one of the most influential cultures in human history. The Minoans, flourishing on the island of Crete, were known for their sophisticated palaces and vibrant frescoes, while the Mycenaeans, who dominated mainland Greece, are celebrated in the epic tales of Homer. These early Greeks left behind clues in the form of linear B scripts, the earliest form of written Greek, which was deciphered in the mid-20th century. These scripts offer a tantalizing glimpse into a world where gods and mortals intertwined, and where the seeds of democracy, philosophy, and art were first sown. As the mists clear slightly, the stage is set for a civilization that would shape the future of the Western world. Imagine a place where politics, philosophy, and the arts aren't just part of life, but where they begin. Welcome to the polis. Around 800 BCE, the landscape of ancient Greece began a remarkable transformation. Dotting the rugged terrains were emerging city-states, each a polis, unique yet bound by a shared concept. Athens, Sparta, Corinth, these weren't just places. They were communities, small but fierce, where every aspect of life was intertwined with the collective. The polis was more than a city or a state in the modern sense. It was a nucleus of civilization, a cradle for citizenship, where every free inhabitant was an active participant in governance and daily affairs. Here, in these tightly knit communities, the seeds of democracy were sown. The assembly grounds and marketplaces buzzed not just with trade, but with ideas, debates, and decisions that shaped the polis and, by extension, the individual. In Athens, democracy took its first breaths in the agora, amidst discussions and decisions made by ordinary citizens. Meanwhile, in Sparta, the focus was on military excellence and discipline, creating a society structured around the ideals of strength and resilience. Each polis had its own identity, its own government, and its own way of life. Yet all shared a commitment to a concept that was revolutionary. The welfare of the community dictates the quality of personal life. This ethos laid the foundational stones for political systems that would eventually influence the entire Western world. From these city-states, a new way of communal living took root, setting the groundwork for democracy and civic life as we know it. How did Athens, a modest city-state, ascend to the heights of cultural and political power in the ancient world? The story of Athens during the 5th century BCE is not just a tale of a city, but a beacon of the human spirit's quest for excellence. This era, known as the Golden Age of Athens, was marked by an unprecedented flourish in arts, philosophy, and governance, largely spurred by the leadership of Pericles. Under his guidance, Athens adopted a form of democracy so profound that it laid the foundational principles for modern democratic systems. Pericles' vision extended beyond governance. He was a patron of the arts and believed in the beautification of his city. This led to one of the most ambitious architectural projects of the time, the construction of the Parthenon. The Parthenon, a temple dedicated to the goddess Athena, stood as a symbol of Athenian wealth and cultural superiority. Its intricate sculptures and imposing structure reflected the zenith of Athenian architectural and artistic endeavor. Yet, the Golden Age was not solely about stone and sculptures. It was equally about the minds that shaped the era. Enter the philosophers, Socrates, whose relentless questioning laid the groundwork for Western critical thinking. Plato, his student, who founded the Academy and penned philosophical dialogues that are still studied today. These figures were central to cultivating a society that valued deep, analytical thought and open public discourse. In this intellectually fertile ground, drama flourished too, with playwrights like Sophocles and Euripides challenging citizens to reflect on morality and the human condition, often questioning Athenian society itself. Furthermore, this period saw advancements in science and mathematics, with figures such as Hippocrates and Pythagoras, whose legacies persist in their respective fields today. Thus, the Golden Age of Athens was more than a mere chapter in history. It was a moment when culture, philosophy, and democratic ideals converged, pushing the boundaries of what a society could achieve. In this Golden Age, Athens wasn't just a city. It was the heart of an intellectual revolution. What secrets did the Oracle of Delphi whisper to the most powerful leaders of the ancient world? Nestled on the slopes of Mount Parnassus, Delphi was more than a mere sanctuary. It was the seat of the most prestigious oracle in ancient Greece, revered as the center of the world. The Oracle of Delphi, or the Pythia, was a priestess who channeled the god Apollo, delivering prophecies in a frenzied state induced by natural gases seeping from the earth. Kings, warriors, and statesmen traveled great distances, drawn by the promise of learning their fate and securing divine favor. The influence of these cryptic prophecies extended far beyond individual quests for guidance. They played a crucial role in shaping political and military strategies. Leaders would often manipulate or reinterpret the Pythia's ambiguous words to support their own agendas, sparking debates that would ripple across the Mediterranean. The oracle's influence was profound, affecting decisions that altered the course of Greek history. Imagine a society where every aspect of life is geared towards warfare. Welcome to Sparta. In this militaristic city-state, every Spartan's life was meticulously designed to strengthen their combat skills and discipline. From the tender age of 7, Spartan boys were enrolled in the agoge, the rigorous training program that wasn't just about physical strength, but also mental toughness and loyalty to Sparta. This education system was unique to Sparta and aimed to produce warriors of the highest caliber, ready to defend their city at any cost. Spartan society was starkly different from that of other Greek city-states, especially Athens. While Athenians valued philosophy, arts, and democracy, Spartans valued strength, obedience, and military prowess. The social structure in Sparta was rigid. At the top were the Spartiates, or full citizens, who were the only ones allowed to engage in military and political life. Below them were the Perioeci, the free but non-citizen inhabitants who handled the trade and manufacturing. At the bottom were the Helots, state-owned serfs primarily responsible for agriculture, providing the economic backbone that allowed Spartiates to focus entirely on warfare. Women in Sparta also had a unique role. They were given more freedoms and responsibilities, trained in athletics, and managed the household, all to support the creation of strong warriors. Their primary role was to produce healthy Spartan warriors. Spartan military tactics were innovative and effective, focusing on discipline and cohesion. Their infamous phalanx formation, a tight-knit group of hoplites armed with spears and shields, became a hallmark of their military might. In Sparta, the art of war was not just practiced, it was perfected. How did a young king from a small Greek kingdom conquer most of the known world? This was Alexander the Great, whose ambitious visions and unparalleled military strategies redefined the boundaries of the ancient world. Born in 356 BC in the Kingdom of Macedon, Alexander was tutored by the philosopher Aristotle, who nourished his mind with knowledge and ambition. By the age of 20, Alexander ascended to the throne after the assassination of his father, King Philip II. He quickly quelled the revolts within Greece and set his sights beyond. Alexander's military campaigns are legendary. His army, characterized by innovation and fierce loyalty, first swept across the Balkans and then turned towards the massive Persian Empire. By 334 BC, he had defeated the Persian king Darius III at the Battle of Issus and then unceremoniously took control of the entirety of Asia Minor. His thirst for expansion did not wane. Alexander continued southward, liberating Egypt from Persian rule in 332 BC and founding the city of Alexandria, which would become a beacon of knowledge and culture. Pushing further east, he reached India by 326 BC, where his troops, weary and far from home, urged him to turn back. Throughout these conquests, Alexander not only spread his empire but also the Hellenistic culture, merging Greek traditions with those of the Persians, Egyptians, and Indians. His policies and practices paved the way for a new era where these diverse cultures intermingled and flourished. Alexander's legacy is not just in the lands he conquered, but in the cultural blending that his empire fostered. How does a civilization that flourished thousands of years ago still influence us today? The legacy of Greek civilization is profoundly embedded in the very foundations of modern culture, from governance and philosophy to arts and science. In governance, the concept of democracy, born in the Athenian polis, has evolved and spread across the globe. It is the cornerstone of political systems in numerous countries, emphasizing the power and responsibility of the citizenry. Philosophically, thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle have left indelible marks on how we perceive ethics, politics, and metaphysics. Their dialogues and treatises continue to be studied, debated, and revered, shaping contemporary philosophical thought. In the arts, the architectural prowess and artistic innovations of the Greeks set standards that are still admired and replicated today. Theatrical traditions like tragedy and comedy, initiated in ancient Greece, have influenced countless generations of playwrights and performers. Science and mathematics were revolutionized by Greek scholars. Figures like Euclid and Archimedes laid down the principles that would guide scientific inquiry for centuries. From our government to our theaters, the echoes of ancient Greece are all around us, a testament to a civilization that truly shaped the world.